Hello and welcome to the replay of the round 16 AFL clash from Etihad Stadium between 7th and 11th on the AFL ladder. The Blues with Brendan Favola coming off a 9-goal performance, 55 for the year and back in form, the Fev, and led by the one and only Chris Judd, up against the Sydney Swans, who bring in first gamer Daniel Hannebery, still at school but gets a chance to play an AFL game. They've got Jolly in the ruck, an All-Australian contender, and Jesse White up forward after kicking 11 and 8 goals in the past 2 weeks in the reserves, hoping for a big one against the Blues. Let's go to the action. Underway here in this round 16 clash, and it is the number 16 Jolly against Cruiser, gets the palm down. McVeigh back in after missing last week with hamstring tightness. Judd, Fisher, Simpson ridden a little. Kirk got away with it. And Bird throws it wide to McVeigh, but they want to go backwards to go forward here by the looks of things.
Gibbs running with Goods, and Goods running hard, really working his way forward into the game.
Shaw, Grundy, Craig Bolton, all getting a touch. Craig Bolton slides this one poorly straight to Betts.
She had the loose player on, Nick Smith out wide too, and just completely missed him, Craig Bolton.
And just off the bench, Bevan came on quickly, couldn't affect the spoil on Simpson. Heads wide, Houlihan, maybe kickable from there. Tucked into the gutter. Crowd still finding their seats as we speak. Just the 9 goals this year for Ryan Houlihan, but 108 career-wise, but he doesn't have the shot. The Sydney Swans getting numbers back, all the way back to Chris Johnson with the pass. Now a little wider, a quick look around, and the mark's taken by Russell, who can launch a long ball.
Yeah, it was good vision by Chris Johnson. He just held the ball up, waiting for a few players to run into space. They had numbers back, Sydney, but Jordan Russell just found a little pocket. Now, he's not a lot closer than where we saw Houlihan before, but he was on a better angle. Didn't fancy his chances.
And he hands it to Simpson, who does bang it long to the square. Cruiser got a hand on it, but no more than that. The first score of the day. Roof shut here at Etihad Stadium. They did predict a little rain later on.
We just saw Simpson having that shot from just outside the 50-metre zone, Jason. Without question, players that can kick over 50 metres are going to be so invaluable in the coming era, because it's a more efficient shot, or a more high chance shot, than trying to thread your way through the zone.
Well, Maitland tried to thread his way through there, lost possession. Kirk back again, Bevan, McVeigh, Grundy, they get out of trouble, back to Shaw. Sorry guys.
Now what it does do, Jared, is it opens up more scoring opportunities.
Like Stewie Jew, for instance, was just phenomenal in his ability to convert.
So the free kick against the man who was in late, Adam Hartlett, play on advantage, goal square. And you can make your own argument as to whether that was advantage or not. Ablett back. Lachlan with a snap. Gets some sky. It drifts a little. Kirk almost on the line. Joseph seeks the line. Judd keeps it alive. Gets it wide. Simpson. Bauer. Not yet out of trouble. Corral. Johnson. Goods has got him. Did he have Pryor? No.
He didn't have. It was a hospital hand pass.
It was.
So Jude Bolton going for the ball, and Adam Hartlett
taken high.
A fair bump.
No, he got 2 fists in the face.
Oh, please.
From the ball up. I like a good argument early.
You're going soft in your old age,
You need glasses, clearly. Just going back to that last handball, Jason, the receiver didn't have priority, but he was given a 2-metre handball by one of his teammates. Surely the AFL has got to look at priority and talk about it in terms of team rather than individuals.
Pushing the back free there, Kade Simpson. I start to worry when I start agreeing with you, Jared, but I think I'm with you on that one. Kade Simpson, back pocket.
I'm just not sure why you can give a 2-metre handball and not incur any penalty at all.
So Hartlett long towards Fisher. Appeared to have an arm knocked slightly, not enough to receive an arm slap free as he was attempting a mark, and will get a ball up. So those late changes, Adam Hartlett in and Jamison out for Carlton as we see this attempted mark, and Bevan and Ablett in for the Swans. Pike and Malcheski out. Tucked up against the boundary. Still a hushed crowd here waiting to see who will grab the early ascendancy. Good bounce. Ball jolly down to Kirk, to Jude Bolton, the old firm combining there. And a handball back from Nick Smith, put his teammates under pressure. O'Keefe gave it back in Smith's direction. He was met high. Umpire saw it. Back to O'Keefe and now wide. Ted Richards is away here. Ton of space to use. Just depends on which one-on-one he wants. Jesse White.
Didn't get a great kick, but he's been in exciting form the last couple of weeks at reserves level. Jesse White, bags of 8 and 12, 20 goals in 2 weeks. Forced his way in, not as the second ruckman, but as the key forward.
That's twice how the Swans have got forward in the last 5 minutes, and half-back disposal has let them down.
I do like the look of the Bryce Gibbs-Adam Goods matchup, Jared. That's going to be a good one to keep an eye on throughout the course of the afternoon.
And I guess whichever player can get forward and impact on the scoreboard individually will have a fair bearing on who wins.
Greg O'Keefe, another good matchup.
And as you speak, Greg gets the kick away with the clearance. Russell pushed into the turf.
Now
Or dumped by O'Keefe. Did he have prior upper? Yeah.
Well, it was a good decision because, as the umpire acknowledged, he was holding the ball up in his hands. He just didn't choose to get rid of it.
Brian O'Keefe about to send the Swans inside 50. There it is.
Hands free.
Again, heads wide. This time, O'Loughlin on the move.
And that is the big difference. Ryan O'Keefe, one of the class acts in the competition, he delivers it on a platter for Michael O'Loughlin. So therefore, a shot at goal ensures. And that is far better football than what we saw with those last two that went wide coming off half-back.
Besides, the chip pass is a better option because the old leg doesn't kick as long as it once did, and O'Keefe will line up from 50.
I dare say he's a metre further out than actually
true.
O'Loughlin was. Slightly better angle, but O'Keefe certainly will get the journey.
Ryan O'Keefe, a Melbourne boy back home, grew up in this state, barracking for Fitzroy and idolised Paul Roos as a player, and now obviously idolises him as a coach.
Cruiser back on the line.
Not bad off the boot. Delightful. Swans get the first.
Well, I've really admired the way Ryan O'Keefe has worked his way into this season. Had a slowish start, given that he had to play a different role as the forward when O'Loughlin and Hall weren't playing for the Swans early in the season. And he was a little bit quiet by his own standards playing in that different role, but since about round 4 or 5 he's moved in the middle of the ground and he's been one of the better players for the Swans this year in a difficult season to date. Started well today.
.180 games now, Ryan O'Keefe. He is just your regular star every week, just about. Started a little slowly this season, but started to wind his way into form in the last month or so. Jolly, quick down. Bird couldn't trap it, and does get it, but he's got slung off it, dispossessed. Grab on a ball. Houlihan gets ball, gives to Fev.
Oh, brilliant play from the Blues, and it all came about a quick clearance because the Swans couldn't get the numbers back. In fact, they did well, the Blues, to create some space for Brendan Favola. Houlihan would be like your Darren Jarman, I reckon, Jason.
Yeah, he's an exquisite kick of the football, isn't he? He's had his, I guess, detractors over the years at different stages. He just hasn't found consistency. Some have queried his attack on the footy or the physical side of his game at times, but you've got to have people that can use the ball well, and he certainly can play a vital role for the Blues.
55 for the season, 9 last week. Will he be on today? He's got his first.
Well, if he kicks goals today, it will be a match-winning performance because he's up against one of the best defenders in the business in Craig Bolton. He's strong, he's fast, he doesn't give his opponents any space whatsoever, and he's been doing it year after year. And Brendan Favola will have to work hard for his kicks. It's a beautiful kick, but a good lead straight up the corridor. That's where the best space is if he can find it, and the easiest place to actually hit a target.
Couple of loads off his mind in the last week or so. Brendan Favola, 9 goals last week.